When there is so much drama in Kenyan politics, it just amazes me how people come up with all kinds of theories. Now, get me right. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a theory. A theory is only the first step. You get the theory, and then you get evidence to prove your theory. It should be as simple as that. And when analyzing politics, I think it is very important to make a clear distinction between unproven theories and theories that have crossed over to the other side, or at least are attempting to cross over to the other side, courtesy of evidence. When you decide to mix up the two, you will get totally confused, or you will keep on repeating stuff over and over again like a broken record that don't make sense, do not yet have an iota of evidence. One very popular theory that has been doing the rounds since 2022 is that former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta played Raila. Former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is still working with Ruto. That is a very popular, ridiculous theory that has been flying around for a long time. Now, mjue, sijaribu kuwasomea. No! These are the same simple rules I use myself. Indeed, many times I've had theories that have immediately thrown out of the window, only to rush out shortly after to retrieve them after I come across some compelling evidence to prove that this crazy thing people are saying may actually be true. True story. I also sometimes make assumptions that are completely off and completely wrong. Indeed, very many times, the only thing that has saved me is that I don't rush to do a video. I keep it to myself. And let me give you the latest example of how I have been very wrong, although I didn't make a video. And this, my friends, is shell-shocking. You see, politics is full of surprises. Things happen and you say, Allah, no, this can't be. Now, there's been a rumor flying around for a few weeks now that Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua may be working with Raila Amolo Odinga. That one, initially, I threw out of the window immediately. Now, I am about to present evidence proving, in my opinion, beyond any doubt, that actually there are some people within UDA who are working with Azimio. And it is highly likely that some of these people working with Azimio is Riggy G. Just listen in for yourself. I'll be back shortly.
Right now, as we are talking, the entire campaign machinery for you to be the AU chairman is being done, planned, and executed by the government. It is extremely unfair, unjust, and selfish for you to go further and work with some elements in government to sabotage the presidency of William Samoei Ruto. Kwa sasa ile kiti unatafuta ni kiti ya AU. Hawa watu wa Kenya hawapigi kura kwa hiyo kiti ya AU. Hii mambo ya kujirudisha kwa siasa ya vitu ndogo ndogo kama hiyo niliona ukiongelea jana ndio itafanya mpaka hata hii kiti ya AU ipotee kama hii kiti ya rais tena. Wewe kuwa muungwana, nyamaza kabisa.
And we are supporting you for the AU position. And therefore, you need the prayers of all the people of this country. And for that purpose, you shouldn't come down and talk against the people of Kenya, the president of Kenya.
What? Now these are leaders from the South Rift speaking a few hours ago, yesterday. And in my opinion, this is more than shocking, because it also proves a lot of what we have been saying on this channel about a man called Raila Amolo Odinga. It proves that indeed there are some very powerful outside forces, or at the very least there is a third player, invisible, unseen, involved in all this unfolding drama in Kenyan politics. Ay, 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 ay. And there is something else it tells us. For you dear sycophants, allies of Ruto, to come out and speak the way they have spoken in the audio clip that I've just played you, it means that people are running scared. People have indeed panicked. Now, when you come across evidence like this, proving something you did not want to believe, then the next thing to do is to look for even more evidence. And so, let us do that. Now, according to other sources, what is happening in Kenya right now is mambo bado. Now, I don't know if I should start with the good news or the bad news. From these same sources that have taken a bird's eye view of Kenyan politics, let me start with the bad news. The situation in dear motherland Kenya will get a lot worse before it gets better. There'll be a lot of infighting within the ruling Kenya Kwanza coalition, so much of it as this government implodes right before our unbelieving eyes. Alliances will form that will just blow people's minds completely away. Alliances that you do not want to believe. Secrets of things people did in great secrecy will be revealed openly for all Kenyans to see. And the result of all this will be total chaos in our country. And for those of us who are still saying things are boiling nicely, things are cooking nicely, may I remind you that this chaos will bring a lot of pain on Kenyans. People usually don't enjoy during chaos. Nobody's comfortable. The ongoing massive layoffs will bring a lot of financial troubles in our country. My friends, prepare even for banks to fail. The other thing you must prepare for, and we have been talking about this on this channel since the year 2019, is very serious food shortages. Please, please, I beg you, start thinking of how to plant your own food. Even if you live in an apartment, please start thinking about it. And also, take your security very seriously, both when you're in your house and when you're outside your house. And then also brace yourself for the mother of all mandamanos. It is coming. And now, the good news. Yeah. Change is going to come to Kenya. But it is not going to come when Kenyans expect it, which means it will come very unexpectedly. People will just wake up one morning, Allah, Kenya has changed. Something like that. It will not come when Kenyans expect it, but it will come. That is the very good news, because it means that even if you do not see it, your children and your grandchildren will see it. That is the good news. I am sure you have guessed the source of that information. At least those of us who are spiritual have sensed the source of that information. You see, when Almighty God decides that He is going to change something, you can be sure it will be changed. Upende, usipende. Now, according to all this information, it does not contradict this latest shocker of Rigathi Gachagua and others within the Kenya Kwanza coalition working with Azimio. And according to leaders from the South Rift, the objective is to bring down the government of William Samoei Ruto. Their own words, not mine. You know, if we just fall back to logic, just logic, assuming you know zero about a lot of these things that are happening, logic tells you you cannot lead a country, even a military dictatorship. It is not possible to lead a nation when 90% of the people in that nation are against you. It is not possible. You do not have enough tanks. You do not have enough personnel. You do not have enough bundukis to lead a country with any semblance of stability with 90% of the people against you. With 90% of the people every day waking up complaining, talking about you, and crying and complaining. It is not logically possible to do that. Human nature tells us you will be betrayed. Human nature tells us people will plot against you. Human nature tells us crazy alliances will form against you. It is just pure, simple logic. And even with a very powerful weapon of propaganda, one must always remember that you can fool some of the people all the time, but you can never, ever fool all the people all the time. Folks, something has to give, and that something will give very soon, at any time. My strong advice is that you just prepare yourself the best way you can for the new normal that is coming. But meanwhile, I believe it is very, very important, more than important, critical, to at least have information on what is going down and what is happening, so that no breaking news will shock you too much. And of course, one of the best ways of doing that is getting hold of my very latest special report about the terrible secrets of Uncle Sam in the country called Kenya. Oh yes, the more you deny, the more it is becoming crystal clear that there is a third invisible, very powerful force, very busy at work in Kenyan politics. There is too much evidence. Now you can see details on your screens right now. This one is coming to an end at any time, so you'd better act very fast. For only Kenya shillings 3,999, you can get this very latest, highly sensitive special report. And for only Kenya shillings 4,999, you can get this very latest one, plus all the other previous ones. Very relevant if you want to be fully informed about what is about to happen in Kenya. You can also get all those other previous special reports. If you're in a position to, I suggest that you move fast. My fellow Kenyans, ka rada. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.